Hey guys, it's Alicia here with Carla Bolling, South Tampa, coming at you again for another Millennial Monday. All right, so before I jump into the content of this video, I want to give a special shout out to my new friend Taylor, who I met last night or yesterday at gas bars. She actually watches these videos, and I just want to say I appreciate you, Taylor. You are the real MVP. Thank you so much. All right, so today we're going to be talking about something that I find really exciting. And it's one of those things that almost seems too good to be true. So that's why I wanted to make a video on this to sort of let you know this is a real thing, okay? And that is the $15,000 down payment assistance. Before I go into the who, what, when, where, why of this, I kind of want to go over a couple of things. Number one, today is our 3-year house anniversary. So on this day, 3 years ago, my wife and I closed on the very house that I'm filming this Millennial Monday inside of. And we did that with about $2,000 in our pocket. I'm not saying this to be braggadocious. I'm not saying this to toot my own horn. I'm saying this to let you know that this is incredibly possible. It's far from unrealistic, and this is something that you can take advantage of. I will say that it's not easy. I'm gonna make a couple of disclaimers. I will tell you that, pardon my language, but they're gonna want a record of every piss that you've taken in the last 3 years, and I'm kind of not exaggerating when I say that. So be prepared to deal with a lot of paperwork, be prepared to deal with a few additional headaches, and be prepared to have a slightly elevated interest rate, okay? So these are your catches. How elevated will the interest rate be? I cannot answer that question for you, but what I can do is I can get you in touch with a mortgage professional who knows a lot about that, okay? I want to give another shout out to my friend Carla Bolling, who helped me. She's answered some questions for me to make sure that I can give you guys the most accurate information possible. I'm going to go ahead and put her number on this video as well as in the text here. She's really fantastic, and she's available pretty much 24/7 to answer your questions, okay? All right, so that being said, let's get into the specifics of this loan. Who qualifies for this? This is first-time home buyers or people who have not owned property in the last 3 years. So basically you have to prove on your tax documentation that you have not owned property for the last 3 years. You're good to go as far as qualifying for this program as the number one qualifier. There are also income restrictions, and there are different things that you have to use that are used for the criteria for qualification, and I will go into that more specifically once they release the official details. This is primarily, I know Hillsborough and Pasco County are going to be included in this. I'm not sure of which other counties will. Again, this information will become more available to us once they make the formal announcement on March 4th, okay? So that's who. What is it? This is a $15,000 grant bond that's given to you at the time of closing on the house, and it's applied towards either closing costs or down payment or a combination of the two. It is forgiven after 5 years, completely forgiven. How that works is that they'll forgive 20% of that loan amount every year for the 5 years, the first 5 years of you owning the property. You have to be the primary resident. You can't use it as an income property. And like, for example, for us right now, like on this day right now, we are 60% forgiven because we are 3 years into the loan for this home. So that's just to kind of give you some perspective on that. If you have any additional questions, let me know. So basically at the end of 5 years, you don't owe anything. You never pay it back. It's totally free money to you. You just have to stay in the house for 5 years. All right, so who, what, when? This is starting, they're gonna make the announcement on March 4th. And I wanna let you know that not every single mortgage broker is capable of working with this program. And you wanna make sure that you are very selective about the mortgage broker that you choose, because they can really make or break the deal. And I'll tell you that I wish that I would have had any of these professionals in my life when I was going through this process myself. My personal deal with this house almost fell apart multiple times because of my mortgage lender. So please let me get you in touch with someone who knows what they're doing so that you don't have to go through what I went through, okay? And how long is this gonna go on? This is gonna last about as long as the funds are available. So this is kind of a while supplies last kind of thing. And I highly recommend taking advantage of it. Where is this? We talked about it, Hillsborough, Pasco at minimum, and why? This is basically to help stimulate the housing market. This is to assist first-time home buyers who might be otherwise in a position to not buy their first home. So this is something that you certainly want to look into and take advantage of if you feel that this is going to be the make or break for you in terms of being able to buy a house. All right. So I just want to leave with a couple of things. This is a real program. This is actually how I bought my house. You want to make sure that you're not house poor when you buy your house. So try and have a little bit of extra money set aside. I'm not advocating for buying your first house with only $2,000. It happened to work out well for us because I was very disciplined in saving as soon as we got into the house, and we got really lucky that nothing seriously bad happened as soon as we moved in. So just keep in mind, you don't want to be house poor. You do want to have some money set aside for repairs. When you're working with your broker or your agent, please make sure that they are knowledgeable on this program so that they can save you a lot of time and headaches. I can tell you right now, if your mortgage lender and your agent are not completely knowledgeable on this program, your life is going to be hell. It's not going to be fun. You'll get to the finish line, hopefully, but you don't have to go through as much pain and suffering as we did. I promise you, I will alleviate that from your life. All right, guys, so that's pretty much it. If you have any additional questions, hit me up. There are going to be more programs available as well, and I'm going to provide all that information as soon as it becomes available. I appreciate you. I hope that you have a great, happy, healthy, productive week. And as always, you just stay blessed, my friends.